This is one of the simplest motors that you can make. But to make it even easier, I'm just going to use a pair of scissors. So these are the main things we're going to need. Pencil, ruler, sharpener, lollipop stick and 2 sewing machine bobbin reels. I'll explain about them in a minute. We'll also need a magnet and some enamelled copper wire. I'm using 32 gauge, but anything around about that should do. I've got 5 metal paper clips. Yeah, I should have mentioned that earlier, shouldn't I? These are the 2-inch size, 50mm. We're folding the first one in half and that's going to be used as a former. So we'll bend the pin round the former and that's going to give us a nice little bearing point that the pencil will eventually go into. The former pin's really good to use to line up the hole, get everything levelled off. Now we're going to attach the 2 paper clips that we've formed to the bottom of the lollipop stick, or you can just use a piece of wood, but the lollipop stick helps you keep it quite compact. And I'm just securing this by using black insulating tape, which of course I should have mentioned earlier as well. I've put a list of everything I'm using down in the description, along with a few links, but you can get most of this stuff anywhere. So again, just use the paperclip former to line up the rings. I'm actually not sure whether to call them rings, pivot points or axle points, but as long as they're lined up, they'll do fine. I just like the idea of using a ruler as a base, it just keeps the whole thing simple. But you could use a bit of card or a scrap of wood or whatever you want. If you are using more tools, then just cut the pencil, but I'm just going to use the pencil sharpener. I'm trying to convince myself that the graphite in the pencil will make it run better, which it might. The bobbins are from a standard sewing machine. They hold the thread under the sewing machine plate. I got a box of 20 of these online, but I also found them in small packs at a local shop, and you do just want to go for the plastic ones. The enamelled copper wire is the slightly more expensive part, but you can get it in small reels, sometimes sold as jewellery wire. It's enamel coated copper, and the enamel is what we need to give it some insulation. I'm using 32 gauge, but 28 gauge would do as well. So these are going to be our coil formers, and I'm going to attach these to the side of the pencil. Yeah, that's okay, just make sure that they're perfectly in line with each other. I'm going to keep a length of the wire down by the side of the pencil, and then we're going to start winding the bobbin. It doesn't actually matter whether you're doing it clockwise or anti-clockwise, as long as you keep doing it the same way for both bobbins. Okay, we're going to have to count up to 200 here. That's 200 windings on each bobbin. 198, 199, 200. Now pass the wire across to the second spool, but don't change direction. Keep winding in the same direction you started on the first coil with. 1, 2, 200, and we're done. And now bring the wire down to the end of the pencil, cut that off at the same distance as the first tail. Yeah, we want to get a little bit of tape on that before it all unravels. You really don't want that. The two tails are going to be our commutator. Fold the tail back on itself and then twist it together. Do this for each tail. They need to be positioned slightly off centre from the centre line of the coils. The reason for that is we want the coils to get their battery power just at the point before they're over the magnet or just after it. And that depends on which way around you wound the coils, and also which way round the positive and the negative of the battery are connected to the tails. It'll all make sense. That looks about right. It is actually slightly easier if you use a pencil like this. The flat sides of the hexagon just make it a little bit easier to lay everything out. Right, the important bit now is to really clean off the insulation off the enamelled wire. The more we get the enamel off, the better the contact will be. And the scissors are working perfect for this. We're almost done now. We just need the two contacts for the commutator, and they're going to bring the power from the battery, and when they make contact with the wire tails that we've put on the pencil, or the rotor as we'll now call it, the coils will be energised, and that will create a magnetic field which will interact with the magnet that we'll place underneath, and it should all work. So again, we'll use insulating tape to put the contacts together. The thing to just remember here is that these contacts should not contact with each other. So make sure they're not touching each other or touching the paper clip that's tucked underneath the lollipop stick, which we're using to hold the pencil. You'll be able to feel that little bit of resistance when the wire tails are rubbing up against the two paper clips. So now the magnet. I'm using a 15mm neodymium magnet. Yeah, word of warning, these are really strong. Don't let kids just play with them on their own. They will nip fingers. The cunning plan here is that the magnet will actually sit nicely on the paper clips. But if you don't put some insulating tape on that, it will short out the two clips, which is definitely not what we want. And that's it. Well, except you'll probably find that that's a little bit high. There's too much of a gap there. So if that's the case, you just need something to fill up that gap, and the easiest thing to do is just use a nut. And then it'll sit back happily back on the paper clips. Okay, let's connect the battery and see how this goes. Yeah, you're right, I never mentioned battery clips at the beginning. My bad. But you could use the copper enamelled wire. You just need to scrape with the scissors the ends and then connect them to the paper clips and then to the battery. But this is easier. It works. I think I'm going to have to tape that ruler down. It's moving around too much. You could experiment with putting a resistor in series. That will reduce the current a bit and might make the battery last a little bit longer. But I want to see how fast I can get this to go. So I'm going to use the power supply, which, yeah, I didn't mention at the beginning. I know. Oh, we like that. Might have to do this with two of them and run them at about 30 volts. To destruction, basically. Except that one's not turning. I'll clean the contacts, I think. Now we're doing it. Yeah, that completely burned out at 30 volts, so don't do that. But at the more sensible speed at 9 volts, you can try things out like this. What happens when you add another magnet? And why does it stop if you change the polarity? And you might decide to use tools after all. I think I would rather than the scissors. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, I think you'll enjoy these ones coming up. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.